guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome. My name is Tara, and in today's video I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Normally I bring cleaning and organization type of content to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little similar but definitely different than what you're used to seeing. I am going to take you along while I show you how I care for my plants. So I do this about once a month where I really take the time and clean them up. I do any clippings, I do any propagating, I do any repotting that I need to do, and just really take care of them. If they need to be fertilized, this is the time that I do it. Right now it is summer. I have a lot of plants that are having regrowth and they are blooming, so this is the perfect time to fertilize them. So I am showing you right now all the plants that I have in my house that I'm going to be caring for today. This video did take quite a while to film, but I do hope that you find this helpful, especially for anyone who is wanting to buy their first houseplant and they don't quite know what to do. I am not claiming at all to be an expert on houseplants. In fact, I am very new to it. I started a little over a year ago and I bought this one here. This is my very first plant, which is a bird of paradise. And yeah, so it's been a little over a year and I'm just learning as I go. And I do have quite a few people that kind of reach out to me and say that they want to buy their first houseplant and they ask me for advice on how to care for them. So this video is just gonna kind of show you what I do to care for mine. These are some of the items that I'm gonna be using today. The most important thing ever that I recommend to any of you new plant mamas out there is to get a moisture meter. I do not water any of my plants unless this meter tells me to water. I'm going to be propagating today, so this is my propagation station. I did buy these, but I don't end up using them. I just thought they'd be helpful in the future. I have got some food for my plants that I will be using today because I'm going to fertilize. Here is some more food. I've got some sharp scissors that are really important to do any propagating with, a watering can, and just some soil and extra pots. So let's go ahead and jump into this video. I will jump in and out to explain things as we go, so I hope you enjoy. So as I start to water each plant one by one, again, I only do this monthly where I actually bring it to my sink and I make sure it gets a thorough watering. And one thing I want to bring up, it is really important that you have your plants in a well-drained pot. It needs to drain well. You need to have holes at the bottom, which allows the water to drain out of the bottom. Otherwise, if you have pots for your plants where water accumulates down at the bottom, it can cause root rot and just all sorts of problems that you do not want for your plants. So that is also my number one tip. I wanted to show you here, this is in the snake plant family and I've got a lot of new growth in this one. It is just beautiful. I will propagate this at another time. This also is in the snake family. My cat got a hold of this leaf and ripped it in a couple of different places. So I will be clipping this and kind of cleaning it up. My cat is fine. I know plants are very damaging and can kill animals. I just had it in the wrong spot and caught her getting into it. So I have my plants up higher where she cannot get into them, but she is completely fine. And now another thing that you will see me do is if you take a look at this leaf, a lot of times dust accumulates on the leaves and it's important to try to get that dust off so your leaves can breathe properly. So I will be dusting my leaves with the microfiber cloth. And if you take a look here, my leaf just kind of collapsed. I was pretty upset about it, but I just am going to take this opportunity to propagate this Monstera delicioso. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but I'm going to show you here how I propagate. If you look closely, there's little notches that you clip underneath. So I found 2 notches here. I'll try to explain it the best that I can. Right there is a notch, and then down further was a notch. So I'm going to go ahead and take a cut right underneath that notch, as you can see here, and then I will propagate it. I will put it in some water and create a brand new plant out of this. So as you can see, I have clipped this right down below one of the notches, and I'm just going to add it to some water, and I will just start watching the roots grow. And once I have good root growth, I'll go ahead and add it into some soil, and I'll have a brand new Monstera plant. It's amazing. I absolutely love the fact that you can propagate new plants from your old plants, and it is just so much fun. I've loved doing this with my plants. It is something recently that I've done, and I've been very successful with it, and yeah, I'm just in love. So now I'm showing you guys here the fertilizer and the food that I'm going to be feeding my plants. It is important to do this to your plants, and one of the best times to do it is when you see your plant having growth. And right now it is summertime, and I've got growth happening on most of my plants. So I'm going to go ahead and get all my plants fertilized today. So this here is a propagation of another Monstera plant that I have that I will show you later. And it recently did unfurl this leaf right here, which is just gorgeous, and it is doing so well. So you will also see me spraying the leaves. Now I recommend that you only do this in the morning hours and not at night. You don't want to create any mold or mildew on your plants. So I just recommend doing that in the morning so that it can dry out during the day. So this Chinese money plant, which is by far one of my favorite plants ever and so easy to take care of, that this little baby plant came from my original plant, which you see right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and propagate it today. I'll show you how easy it is. And yeah, there's a couple of different methods. You can either just clip it or you can pull the roots right out just from the new growth. And I will go ahead and show you here how I do that. as you can see, this is quite time consuming, and I have friends or family that ask me, like, why do you do this and spend so much time on your plants? Like, what do you get out of it? And honestly, I think that I am just a nurturing person. So this is the type of stuff that I enjoy, and to put the work and time and love and care into something like plants and then just see the progress is like something that makes me proud. And it also gives me a hobby. It gives me something to do. It keeps me active, and it is just something that I like truly enjoy. So if you're thinking about getting houseplants, I highly recommend it. And just showing you here, this is a snake plant, and if you look at the big one on the left, the one on the right is one that I propagated. So again, just to propagate, you can clip it and then put it in water, allow roots to grow, and then plant it in soil. Snake plants are awesome. Also, a big thing with houseplants is majority of houseplants are air purifiers, so it helps purify the air, which is a plus in my book. So on this snake plant here, I'm going to go ahead and propagate one of the leaves off of it. So I'll just do a nice fresh clean cut here, and I'll add this leaf to some water, and I will just watch for some roots to grow and get established before I plant it in some soil. You can plant it directly into soil. You don't need to wait for roots to grow, but I actually just find it really fascinating to watch the growth. And so once I have roots established, I'll go ahead and get it planted in some soil. And if this is your first time to my channel, I would like to welcome you. My name is Tara. I live in Utah. I am a wife and a mama of 3. I also work full-time, and then I normally bring cleaning and organization type of content to my YouTube channel, and I do that weekly. So I would love so much to have you stick around and subscribe to my channel. So please hit that red subscribe button down below, and then click the notification bell, turn on all so you're notified each and every time I upload. So orchid care is a little different than your average house plant. You are to water them once a week. You do about 2 to 3 ounces of warm water in them. These plants love humidity, so if you run a humidifier on them, that is great for them. I'm gonna go ahead and add some plant food here. And the thing with orchids is once the flowers fall off, it does not mean the plant is dead. You just have to be patient. It can take a year or two before regrowth of the flowers start again. So I'm showing you here, I'm pulling some more plants. These came from my bathroom and just other areas of my house. These for the most part are all succulents and they don't need to be watered as much. Some will have dry leaves. I'll just pull those off and clean them up. But I only water these maybe once or twice a month. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. So these are the newest to my plant family, and my sister-in-law lives in Hawaii, so she sent me these clippings. These are Hawaiian plumeria plants. So I have just planted them in some dirt and they're supposed to sprout some flowers. That bulb here is a Hawaiian tuberous. I'm not sure if I'm saying these right, but we will see how these do. I'm really hoping that they bloom. So next I am bringing all the plants that I have watered and fertilized. I'm bringing them back to this floating shelf that my husband built for me, and I'm just rearranging everything and getting it all redecorated. Next, you're gonna see me move on to my bird of paradise. This plant is really big and heavy and I've damaged it moving it around. So I am just gonna take care of it here in the corner. I'll go ahead and get it watered really well. I will dust the leaves, get it fertilized, and then move on to the next plant. And so now moving on to this big, gorgeous plant. This is another Monstera plant. Just look at the leaf compared to my hand. I'm gonna go ahead. This will be the last plant that I care for here in my video. This one is not too heavy, so I like to bring it over sometimes to the sink and just get it nice and watered thoroughly. And I just want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. So here is all the plants well taken care of. It is awesome. I notice like throughout the week after I have done this, just how happy and perky those plants are. And you can just tell they really, really thrive when you take the time once a month to just do this to your plants. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It is a little different than what I normally do, but it is a big part of my life. You can see plants are starting to overtake. I definitely want a ton more. I want to incorporate them in my bedroom, into my basement, and just all over the place. So there'll be much more of these type of videos and just me sharing my plant progress because I love it so, so much. All right, guys, again, I want to thank you so much for watching. And if you're new here, I'd love to have you subscribe. There is my little grandbaby Chewy. But again, thanks so much for watching. I'll be back soon with some more cleaning and organization content. I hope you guys have a great week ahead. Bye.